Did you ever have you ever had to type in a name and be like, by the way, I clicked live, like it's on the start streaming
No problem. Yeah, yeah.
soon page. But have you ever like actually typed in like pronunciation, how to pronounce something? I remember for Sajik, I'm like, yo, how do I actually say this? Because there's like a weird accent on it that
Mhm.
I see sometimes. I won't know how to say it, but I could never
Yeah.
get it. I'm like, I don't
That's
know.
like when I see apostrophes over A's and E's and shit. I'm like, or the weird one where it's the A and E fused together and
Oh
like the
yeah,
Greek names and shit. That's the one I always gonna look at.
and it's like I don't know what to do with this.
Hmm.
I'm just scared.
I speak English and nothing else. All right.
I speak French, but you know, like that's all, that's all I got for you. We got accents, but we have regular accents. You know, and go left and go
Yeah.
right. I guess accent circumflex is weird because it's like a hat, but you know, it's
Hmm.
nothing. Sometimes I'm like, girl, I'm sorry, I can't. I
Yeah.
don't like butchering names because I don't like when people butcher my name. So it's like,
Uh,
you know, so.
I feel it.
But you're getting your second inject, huh? I get mine in mine is in early July.
Yeah.
Early
Mine
July.
is literally. It's supposed to be at 3:12.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that time specifically, but I can show up there. I think a little before, a little after that. So depending on how I'm feeling, I'll just head out at a certain time. But it's whatever.
Fair enough. Cause yeah, when I went to get mine, what's up, Mikey? What's up, Vince? Vince, Vince, you can come talk to Invincible if you want. But I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, I totally forgot what I was talking about. Well, I'm gonna just go transition here. I was gonna put my mic on, my cam on, but you know what? I have to get it, and I don't feel like getting it. But okay, we never got a chance to talk about Invincible, like how you felt about the cartoon and stuff. And I know you're
Mhm.
reading it. How far are you right now? Are you done?
I am done.
Okay, we'll have a section for that just for some people can get out. We'll say it for the end when you have to head out. We'll talk about like the
Mhm.
comic part. But how do you feel about the show in general, like the adaptation and stuff?
Uh, I think that the show is exactly what casual audiences need. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a real hard time separating comparing it from the source material and the show. And I do that for everything. That's just the way I'm built.
Yep.
So when I look at it from that lens, I have various issues that I have with it. But I think that this is a good direction to go in for the future of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in regards to how they'll, because the main thing for me is that the show is structured very differently from the comic,
Yeah.
especially in terms of where events are placed specifically. I want to see if they do bring in certain plot lines that would have been at this point in the story already but weren't, and see how they implement them later on. Because for season two, like the main thing in my mind is that there's a major villain that would have been introduced at this point in time that still hasn't shown up yet,
Mm-hmm.
and you know who I'm talking about. So yeah,
What's up,
that's
Marsh? I know what's happening right now. I know I'm streaming on like a regular time. I know. I have the day off, so I'm here. I ain't doing shit. I literally was just reading Kubera, but like my heart hurt, so I need to stop for a second. My eye was gonna cry, so I need a break.
But they already confirmed somebody major villain is gonna be in the next season.
Yeah, first of all,
yeah.
can they calm down? Relax over there.
The oh,
Horny.
you're talking about fucking
The
yeah
account. For example, I'm like, son.
mustache.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
son. No one needs to see this right now. Can you
No,
guys
no,
just
no,
calm
yeah,
down?
nah.
Please, please
We
calm down.
don't need him at this current point in time. Please.
Right? But I actually had rewatched it with a friend and stuff, and I think haven't rewatched it. I kind of came around to where you are. I still think this is a really good adaptation because here's the way I see it, right?
Mhm.
Because this is how I rationalize these things to make things make sense to me. I go to like the whole multiverse thing, right? So
Yes.
uh, I guess slight spoiler, but the multiverse exists in Invincible as well, right? There's a multiverse,
Yes.
in multiple dimensions, things like that, like a la DC, right? So for me, the way I'm trying to like see the TV show is this is a version of Mark that does get to that like eventual endpoint that we get to in the comic. His path is just a little different. Things might be
Yeah.
out of order. People might be different colors and races and stuff. It's just a different Earth, but he gets to that general endpoint the same way he does in the comic. Since I've been viewing it in that light, I've been taking it a lot better in stride.
Hmm.
I don't
That's a
know
good way
about
of
you.
looking at it. That's good, but like usually I just look at it as this is the way they're trying to adapt it. And when people have asked me about like what's my view on the adaptation so far, I'm like, well, I'll say it for me. The most I'll give it's a semi faithful adaptation is the way I look at it. Still good. Like if I hadn't watched read or anything, I probably would watch it and like, yeah, this is great. But it's hard for me to just separate the two things.
That's I understand. Mr. Vanitas, the villain.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you started reading it, right?
I'm on I'm on volume like 7. So.
All right. So how have you felt about any of the differences, by the way?
After reading it, it's funny. I was commenting on it last night. I was talking about how like when I was reading it, like I would say that like comics is not something I'm like majorly used to. So it took me a little while to like adapt because it's like I kind of feel like they throw you in, and it's kind of like chaotic to start, but then it's like they go back and like explain things that were happening or just like give you the backstory behind certain characters and stuff like that. And as I said on the other stream that we did, that like it really would have helped if they would have added more nuance to some of the character interactions, like with Adam Eve and some of that. And wasn't too bad with the team. It wasn't
no
some of that, but it was just like I would have liked more like a lot more nuance to the character stuff. And yeah, some of the stuff is out of order or in a different order, but I don't think it's like egregiously bad. I think it was a really good way to like get people into the comic books and into the show. And like I said, for that reason, I find it super effective.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It's like
it did what
the
it needed.
Adaptation is did exactly what it needed to do. Even if things are out of order, for me it's not necessarily bad that those things are placed differently. I think the only one I had an issue with was Sinclair stuff just being condensed into one episode when it's an actual background plot line that had more going on with it. Ended up in the same spot. But other than that, I think it's just like they wanted to put these things in here to get people more caught up into what was happening. And that's fine.
Oh, Joni, I forgot to answer you. I'm gonna still answer you anyways, but I do like the ending of Invincible. I don't have a problem with the ending. I like it. I'm not gonna say anything about it, but I do enjoy it.
The show or the
he definitely he DM'd me about the ending. He's reading it. I think he's done now. He said I'm finished now. He said I'm not seeing the pearly white gaze for putting him through that anguish. I'm just saying, like, listen, man. What happened so far is nothing. This is just summer league, so I just wanted to see how y'all will go through. Because man, a lot goes down. Like this is really
we are in spring training right now, gentlemen. It's not even close.
I'm glad y'all are enjoying it. But like you guys said, at the end of the day, you know, a lot of this is I think mostly for like manga and stuff. But generally, what the adaptation is supposed to do is to push you to go kind of experience the source material. A lot of people are doing it. While I know a lot of people are just reading it on thing, I have seen a lot of my friends and contemporaries actually go out and buy the compendiums. Actually, you see some of them bitching that they couldn't get some because it was sold out. So I'm like, oh, look at y'all buying it. I was
actually surprised, like, because I asked some couple people like in the group that I'm in, you know, like the Jay and all those guys. Matt was asking me about it, like he was thinking about reading it. Bao is reading it right now. Sen was trying to read it as well. So I was like, damn, this is like. I really have to give the show props for making people actually like want to read it instead of waiting for other seasons more often than I've seen so far. At least from the people that I speak to.
And just for anyone here, even if you're gonna like start off, you want to read where the show left off, I would just advise you just read it from the beginning, just because the continuity of certain characters, races, and genders, and all kinds of stuff is different. I would just read it. Like, it's 13 issues pretty much. It's not a big deal. Like, you'll be fine. 13 chapters, if you will. Like, you'll be okay. But if you must, it is the 13th issue, I believe, and then volume 3. And the volume 3, we're starting volume 3, can't remember exactly. And then that's where...
I think even after 13, issue 13, there's stuff that
taking place in the show. There's stuff after that, because a lot of stuff that Mark did in this season, he did when he after his pops had gone. So.
Yeah, I think the Mars and the Sinclair
ones. One of them. Yeah. That happened earlier in the show and stuff.
Yeah.
Hold on. One dude at work I talked about him was super stoked when I told him, "Oh yeah, let's go." Let's like to read it on. Yeah, like I was at a party on Saturday and a lot of people were like talking about it too. They're like, it's one of those shows. Like even like just regular people like these. Some of these women were like in their mid-30s talking about Invincible. I'm like, oh shit. So. It seems to have broken like the comic threshold in a sense where like even just like kind of normal folk who don't really care for the kind of stuff, they're like, nah, I really mess with this. One girl started like getting emotional at, like when she was talking about the train scene. How did you feel about that, by the way, Glam? When he just the train part.
I think that's episode 8. I think is the best episode in the season, and I actually think that the way that they handled the Omni-Man fight, while different, I think was what I would say is just about as effective as the comic, because source material, they just Man of Steel that city for the most part, and that's really it. And people will understand what I mean if they've seen that movie. But I think having it be more on the ground in your face, less devastation, so it's kind of like nerfing the power scaling system, but that's not really important. Getting to see the up close brutality again for people that still like, well, maybe the first fight with Omni-Man and the Guardians is the most of it. Nah, bro. This is light work, especially what's coming later. Hell no. Like, people just got to be ready for how fucked up some of this shit's going to be.
Yeah. You see, a lot of people bought in bulk before the show came out. You be one of them. I think I had gotten like the last couple of, because I technically don't really have them by compendiums. I just have them by the volumes because I've been collecting them.
Yeah, I got the first compendium in Christmas, and then I got the other two or like a month or two later, something like that.
You have to kind of add something really dope to the comic book itself, or like the compendium. Like I always have to be aware of it for me to like kind of double dip it a little bit, because I did it for East and West because they had all this little extra stuff and some maps and things like that, which I really appreciated. So I still got the year one.
Those hardbacks are so
Woo!
nice for the year one. Oh my god,
Them bricks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Vince, now that you actually like, I'm interested in seeing how you feel with some of the differences. How did you feel about the train scene now? Have you seen like the original version? How it goes down?
I still like it because I feel like it's touching a different core, or different, like it's trying to touch more of like an emotional input rather than like Glenn was saying, like the massive
like,
power scaling of it.
Like, what is happening in the comic? Yeah.
And I think that's the whole thing about why it is translated so well to people of all ages, stuff like that. Because normally when you're dealing with a superhero story, something like that, you expect something kind of PG, maybe even PG-13, or just like, they don't really show you the brutality. Like, you might see the city destroyed, but you didn't really see anybody like die in a brutal way or anything like that. This show is cutting the sugar. It's not sugarcoating it. It's like, look what happens to these people. Look what happened. Now, some changes that I don't want to speak on, but like, I can't speak on like directly. But I was really curious about like the leadership of the new global teams and stuff like that. Because as you know, a certain person, that's all I can say. A certain person, they handle differently. That's in the show already. Like, he's in the show already, but they handle it differently.
Yeah.
So I thought that was an interesting kind of. But I'll have to wait until see the second season, because like they can still add to that. Like, we'll see. But like, I told you in the last stream too, I think they could have massively improved a little bit if they added another episode too. Like, what's the difference between 8 episodes and 10 episodes? Could have just added another 2. Could have put some more stuff in. Could have handled it.
Might be one of those things where they kind of keep it, as short as much and budgeted well to engage the actual audience engagement, how much they want, and it's like, oh, people
they
do want this. Boom,
the next 2
12.
seasons immediately after it was done too. So
that's true. Yeah, so that's true. It's like they already had the 8 episodes planned out. So yeah.
It's like, I see Galamis here. Nice to see all my black brothers hanging out. Yeah, we just in the call bowling. As a series, only that ending made me very hyped. Fair enough. But I was gonna ask you guys this too, because I'm curious to know your opinion on this. I think the reason why specifically like The Boys, and I think maybe a show like The Boys, I obviously have to add the caveat that I do think them toning it down a bit and not going too crazy with all the wildness in the comics has actually made for just a better story to tell, just in general. And they've obviously done some stuff to make it a little more contemporary and mainstream and shit, but. I was wondering do you think that people as a general populace have gotten so used to like the MCU style of movies, like how Victor said earlier, the more PG-13 types, you don't really see that, to the point where like when a superhero show like this comes out, it's so vastly different to them that they're like mad intrigued.
Yeah. Because think about just the level of superhero and comic related things that we've even been introduced to that you think are even major. Like, I can't name you that much stuff that wasn't something DC and Marvel in the first place. And even if I'm thinking about it, it's kind of like not on the tip of my tongue. Like the Star Wars Clone Wars is probably like the best example of something that like added an animated version of something that was already popular,
Mm-hmm.
and like that was just as good, if not
Yep.
better, than the actual
Yep.
shit that was
Definitely better
everything.
than
But other than that, what example? At least I can't think of one. Y'all might be able to think of one better. But what example do we have of something that's like that? That we don't. You're not. People are not introduced to that many superhero outside comic stuff. That's not not DC or Marvel.
I would
So
also,
this
yeah,
is
I'd say like that this show is going to be a gateway into the third party comics section for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier, when people asked me about Invincible, they were asking about, is there other things like this? And I was like, yes. I had like, it's not just the major third party ones like Image and Dark Horse and IDW, it's the smaller things as well. And even independent artists that are doing this stuff or writers that are doing this stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good shit out there, and honestly, I'm not afraid to say it will shit on the majority of things that Marvel and DC put out currently. But that's just me.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Marvel and DC have been putting out like
High quality
they have
for a
so
while.
much they're you know like they have so much volume, like so much attempts that you know every once in a while they're gonna hit somewhere, but I think they're missing a lot of shots. Like the field goal percentage is not high.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also think this show is more like, while still superhero based and still covers a lot of the themes and still like a fantasy type thing, it's a lot more grounded and a lot more like realistic. Because like, for example, like how everybody gets off like the Batman jokes and shit on Twitter and stuff.
Mm.
Like, or you see a lot of jokes about superheroes and stuff like that. Well, this show kind of grounds a lot of that stuff. It's just like, look at this kid trying to live his life while also trying to protect his superhero identity and how that affects his relationships with his friends and things. Because like when you see certain stuff in DC comics, it don't really affect anybody.
I
Not
think
really,
the
like at
biggest
times.
I think the biggest thing for me is when you look at what Eve decided to do. Literally, like with her powers, she doesn't have to go to school. She doesn't have to do any of this kind of stuff that other kids her age would have to do, and it makes total sense given what her abilities are and what she wants to do with her life. Like that was the biggest note for me. It was like, wow, like this is realistic thinking. If you had these abilities and you wanted to help people, why even bother to get
My
an
bad, I got a
education
phone
when it
call.
doesn't matter?
You're good, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really think more. And that's why I say that's one thing that I really wanted more shows, more nuance with some of that stuff. And like I said, they can still add it in the second season if that's what they choose to do. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like it's all is lost. But yeah, I think that would have really helped because I really think there was some good moments of like dialogue and presentation a lot with this show and stuff like that. But I think a little bit more for me, it's always about like if you could add to the characterization and emotional value of certain things, stuff down the road hits harder.
I'll
You
say
started with that.
I think the thing that they most improve upon for the show is I think William is a much better character in the show than he is in the comic. Like I think it's night and day.
He doesn't just feel like a kind of thrown in token stereotype.
Like he's just there. And
He's less annoying too. I feel like
Yeah.
in the comic book he was a bit more annoying.
And I'd also
And,
say
like,
that I think Debbie is expanded. I wouldn't necessarily say better in the show, but there's more going on with her. So that's another plus I'd say.
yeah, I'd say that too. No, I think for me she's probably better in the show, or at least the way they're
I think
they're
it
trying to
depends
present
on.
her.
I think for her, it depends on her next plot point that she will go through later, which I can't really say because of spoilers.
I think they made Debbie more intriguing from the jump because she has a little bit more agency and stuff. But again, like you said, I don't necessarily know if it's better. I have to see her go through the other arcs now and see how it holds up, and then I'll know. Because I didn't like Debbie until later on in the show.
Especially the immediate fallout after
Yeah.
Nolan leaves. That's the big one for me.
I think so. Hold on, let's go up a little bit. We get a lot of comics stuff right now, like MCU lineup. People something new. I mean, they still like that shit though, right? Because I don't know if the Winter Soldier and the Falcon did well. I think
people
know WandaVision.
Yes,
people
they did.
that.
They did. Falcon's doing pretty well.
Okay.
Better than WandaVision, but I'm seeing.
And I didn't even see the MCU Phase 4 stuff. I didn't care. I didn't even watch it. I don't know.
Samesies.
I have no idea what they're doing. I do think the success of anime in the West has made more people realize cartoon is the tech. I think that's an interesting take. I don't know how much more popular anime is in the West, but I mean, anecdotally speaking, yeah, I see a lot more people in anime gear and stuff and talking about it. So it's definitely more important stuff. Been really invincible the last few days. Is pretty good. I'm curious to see how the piecing together in season 2. Hey, you gonna see. And they said Netflix, Amazon, HBO wrap up adapting new unknown comics. We'll see. We'll see because I actually want Deadly Class to get like another chance. I think they like why sci-fi? Like why you put it on that network?
The thing is though with that, I thought it was a really good show. I loved it, but yeah, I don't know why it was on the channel.
It wasn't perfect, but I was enjoying it.
Yeah, I know you had a problem with your boy.
Lynn.
They didn't do it. Yeah,
Lynn.
they did him dirty.
Lynn.
They did him dirty.
I'm like, who is this? Who is this? This is not my headmaster. Who is this character? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, do you guys think the voice actors help to make the characters different, better, or worse? That's interesting because generally in my head I give a character like a voice or something. I think Omni-Man like definitely sounds how I think he would sound. I don't know if I thought Mark would sound like this, but
I honestly, like when I think of Mark, I don't think of Steve Ewan's voice.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. But I don't know, but that's interesting. But I definitely think Nolan's good. I like Debbie. I do like Robot and the Mahler twins. I like them. They're good.
Yeah, yes, the Mahler twins voice. Them and
I mean, Kevin Michael Richardson, man, like that's an OG right there. So.
Yeah, they're probably my two favorite voices. Omni-Dad and the Mahler twins.
Fake Naya. Why must you continue to discuss manga when comics out? Hey, man. You already know. We're on the comic book wave. Comics gout.
I will say this, though, for other criticisms I had, other than I think the obvious one that most people don't like Amber in the show, which I think has been kind of played out on Twitter, so I don't even really want to go into that. I don't
even think it's that crazy, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't think she's that crazy.
I just like, she, as a character in and of herself, she's not really all that great, but I do think that the show version is noticeably not as good. That's just me. My only other major criticism for the show is I do not think it is animated particularly well for the most part. There are
I've heard that nice, too. See, you're the other person. When I was watching it with people, they said that. But see, I don't know a lot about animation.
There's a lot of corners.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just like but yeah, some people are talking about like, especially kind of like in the middle episodes, like 3, 4, 5. It was noticeable like not as good. Like, well, you know, you can see when they put in the effort a lot more when they wanted to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stuff like.
I'm not sure what the reasoning behind that was, but
it was noticeable that like character models wouldn't move normally. They kind of just stand there and like I wouldn't not like T-pose, but it looked like they'd be frozen and then their mouth would move. Like that would be it. And then other times when they're moving, like
I don't dislike Amber. I mean, I probably I don't know. Like it's like what happened was like, you know, like all I know is how I would react. I'm not mad at her for feeling the way. I'm just telling her, all right, like it is what it is. Like I'm out of here. I got life to say. I got 1 point shit to do. So I'm gonna just keep it moving. It's as simple as that for me. I'm not like super mad at her or whatever. Like this is what I like she's a woman. This is what I expected her to like feel and say. So like I'm really not shocked at any of this. Like nothing she said shocked me. None of it. You didn't come to soup kitchen, like, you know, like, come on, like, you already knew I was saving lives. This is how you're acting. Like, I'm good off that. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, that's the.
I'm reminded of that scene in The Incredibles when Frozone's looking for a suit. It's like the greater good, honey. I'm your wife. I'm the greatest good you're ever gonna get.
True, but see, my thing is the only thing I didn't like, about how they presented her is that, like, if she already knew, that's just a silly stance to take. But like, there's nothing wrong with her feeling that way because you got to think about it. Like, women already feel that way if you don't have superpowers. You missing stuff. Like, come on, like if you missing stuff that, especially that they deem is important to them, you're gonna have a problem. That's just how the way relationships work. But like the fact that she knew that was the issue. She shouldn't have known anything.
Yep.
Because that's the best thing about the Amber in the comic books thus far. Is it the fact that like she is like his separate life up to that point. She's just like, you know, she's trying to be a loving, caring girlfriend. She's like, it's going well, but it's like it's weird because he's like always gone and like he don't have a car and all sorts of stuff. So it's just like there's a lot of weird stuff she's going on. She's trying to put together the pieces, but she's like, how would she know?
Yep.
So that's the only problem. I don't even care that like her her race change or anything like that. That had no bearing on the character itself. It's the only bad thing is that she said that she already knew, because now it just looks silly.
Yeah.
But that's the only problem with it.
Battle Beast is raw anymore. I feel like completely off topic. Did you guys see the global? I didn't see the global OP pro popularity stuff yet. I'll talk about that
Carrot
tonight.
top 10. Let's go.
I'll talk about it tonight. But I saw people on the TL talking about. I mean, it's a super high quality in a lot of episodes. It's just not consistently like very great. I would say a lot of times we're just kind of it's standard, and then when they need to, they'll up the ante for certain scenes and sequences, and then they'll kind of go back to whatever. But not gonna lie to you, for a lot of certain American shows like cartoon and stuff, I'm a little bit used to it because I feel like a lot of the Cal Arts stuff. Thank you for the follow. There's a lot of like they don't storyboard a lot of stuff. So like I've been a little bit conditioned to just have like weird shit happen. And I won't lie to you, sometimes it's just funny to me. Cause I'm like when Mark was flying that first time, I'm like, why you look like that? he did this like twirl and like he like went into the background, but it actually looked like they just minimized him. I was like, It didn't look like he was actually fading into the back, and it just made it funny to me. Like so.
I think also is when it was like it turned to 3D a couple times there. It was like really jarring, especially
but I think they'll improve it.
Yeah,
I don't know about second season. I almost feel like the second season, first season, they kind of work together. I feel with the third season, we'll see a notable upgrade. Omni-Man did something wrong. Yeah, that's Omni-Dad. Definitely see different quality when they go crazy. I like Cecile. Cecile's cool. I don't think anything wrong. How did y'all feel when Amber came back? I'm trying to cheer up Mark.
Woman.
Nah, I would have appreciated it, but I'd have been like,
makes sense.
I would have been like, thank you for the condolences. We're not getting back together though.
Yeah.
It makes sense. She saw him down bad, but that's why I say that's kind of why my problem with the first one, because my biggest problem when I was listening to her say she already knew. Here's the problem, right? She was like, oh, I already know you're a superhero. Because then that makes that whole situation where he was like, oh, I got hit by a bus. He was in a hospital after getting destroyed by a battle beast.
Mm-hmm.
Like even weirder. Because she was like, I was like, you didn't like you still mad at me about missing the soup kitchen, but like I got destroyed like by battle beast. And I'm in the hospital. But now she cares after the stuff that happened with his dad and stuff like that. Like, man, she need to be carried the entire time. So it's just like, and also, I didn't really like the way that they like handle the aftermath, as far as just like everybody was just like, oh, Mark, you want to talk about it? Like, who wants to talk about that? Like, after that happened, like, that is one of the most traumatizing things I've seen in any medium ever. Like, as far as the situation that happened to Mark, it's like, not only did your dad been lying to you your whole life, tried to kill you, called your mom a pet, he said he never loved her, and like he tried to destroy the earth, and easily could have did that. It's one of the most traumatizing things I've ever seen, and people were like, "Oh, you want to talk about it?" Like, no,
ain't nothing to talk about.
No, I don't. Right? Yeah, right. Hey,
y'all saw it on TV, done and dusted. What's there to say?
Yeah. Nothing to talk about, sir. Man. It's just like I don't know, gotta heal. Just gotta heal. Nothing I could do. Nothing to say. Like
right, like the best thing you could do for somebody in that situation is just be there for them. And just try to like help them return to some sense of normalcy. Asking me, do I want to talk about it, and be like, yeah, I already know what happened. Like, what the fuck? No, you don't. You don't understand what happened to me. I lived it.
This was I was lied to from birth. So yeah. Oh, well, Vince making Spags after what Mark went through. I want to talk to nobody. I'm going to space to find him. So you think about me? This like I'm trying to find him in space and fade him. Like nah, he can't. He's not getting away with it. Like now I don't like him. that's me. Well, Mark's a better person than I am. Because me, it's like I swear to God, if I see this bitch ass nigga on Earth again, it's on sight. But you got to get stronger. I'll be training like crazy. Trust me. We're going hard in the gym. Say save these humans. Give a fuck about them. Think, Debbie. Think. I gotta fade Omni-Man in space. So
I had the high ground, Anakin.
That shit was so funny. That is the only one that I see that wasn't like a whatever one that really made me fucking laugh. I said, "Dog, I hate you."
Yeah.
Holy
That was a
shit.
good one.
I gotta show my dad that.
It's hilarious because that was dead ass the position they were in after they fucking fought each other too.
All right. Okay, we're gonna transition to Justice Society. I mean, Vince, you can stay around if you want, chime in and stuff if you feel like it.
Okay. I'm just writing this paper anyway.
All right, do your thing. So, Justice Society, as you see Wonder Woman here looking beautiful. This is just it's another DC animated universe movie. For anyone who isn't aware, because I know most people are aware of the DC animated film stuff, especially I would say from like Flashpoint. That's when they really get into it. So, the Flashpoint universe, which recently the New 52, is done. When Apocalypse War happened, did they call it Darkseid War actually?
I think it was Darkseid War
in the comics, but I think they called it Apocalypse War in the movie, or I can't remember what it was.
Whatever.
But anyways, that movie was horrible and it ended. And Flash did the thing, and he rewrote the title again. So now we have Man of Tomorrow, which I think is a really good Superman origin story. It's one of my favorites, especially from a watching standpoint. I think it's one of the best ones. So Man of Tomorrow is really good. They have Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons, or something like that. That was good, actually. I liked it. And I really like the animation style they've been using. I think the overhaul is good. I think it looks a lot better in motion, especially. That's what I appreciate. I like that kind of like dark, the dark like lines around them. Like you said, Wonder Woman has like the little darker lines around her. I really like that. Mm-hmm. And I thought this movie was good too. I had a really good time watching it too. I could tell that they definitely took a lot of inspiration from Flash of Two Worlds, like way back in the day. Flash crossover to be Jay Garrick. Saw a little bit of that in there. But how do you feel with the movie generally?
I mean, it was okay. Like, nothing really blew me away in it. I think.
Not even the action.
Well, that okay. That's a separate thing.
Okay, yeah.
But I think like the characters and plot, like it was just standard fare DC movies. Nothing blew me. It's not like when I watch, say, Superman versus the Elite. Like shit that makes me go, oh my fucking god! Like this shit is incredible. Like when I'm seeing how Clark is talking and the shit he's.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yep, and then
I'm gonna go back on mute.
I think the best character in this is probably Barry, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of just this is made for a DC fiend. That's what this movie is. There's a lot of shit in here. Like nobody's gonna understand why Dr. Fate was in this movie unless you know who Dr. Fate is. Yeah. That's just a fact. Nobody's gonna know who the fuck Our Man is, or who the fuck, or even some people may not even know. Who
hold on. Funny joke. So I watched it with my boys with my Nick, right? And he said, "Bro, he take a substance and he a little strong. He's like he's I'll beat him with a gun." He started going. I started dying of laughter. Oh my goodness. So yeah.
I will say though, that Wonder Woman and Aquaman fight is easily the best part of the movie. Oh my fucking god.
Son.
The spearmanship on my man's Arthur Curry, Heil Hitler.
Yep. That was crazy. I was like, oh shit. This man dies that feud. I'm like, Arthur, no.
The blonde, blue-eyed Atlantean king saying Heil Hitler was fucking wild. Yeah, that fight was raw.
Yeah. The Jim May version was really good, Zoe. I like that. Yeah, that was good. That was wholesome.
Also, Wonder Woman looking fine. In this
movie. Actually, and one of the few times where I actually heard it with like a more different accent now, like she didn't really have the traditional accent. She almost sounded not like Gal Gadot. I think she sounded. I don't even remember. I don't say Russian. Maybe
they tried to do Greek.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Do y'all think the animated movies is better than the old cartoons? What do you mean old cartoons? What do you mean specifically like the Superman animated series, Justice League Unlimited, and like
if you're asking,
it's hard to
those
say.
Guys, I'd actually say no. I think Justice League and Justice League Unlimited are honestly the best superhero shit I've ever seen.
Okay, it's up there for me, top 3.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, he is. Coogan. Like there's a lot. Like I think the really, really good movies are really good. Like I think Gods and Monsters is my favorite. Like that I think is really good. Like I love that. But sorry, man, Batman animated series. Ooh, ooh. I don't even like Batman like that. I can't front.
I think certain movies can surpass like those old shows. Like Dark Knight Returns is one for me
Yeah.
that I always go back to. Year One is also a great one. I'm so excited for Long Halloween Part 1 and 2. I need all of that. Superman vs. Lead is also great. I still have to watch Man of Tomorrow.
Okay.
I think I may watch that with some lads. Same with the Deathstroke one.
Okay. Yeah. I think you'll enjoy it. When you watch those, we'll talk about it in the next day.
Yeah.
Because I definitely I don't know how you feel. I'm not sure how you'll feel with the Deathstroke one. I think you'll like the Superman one.
I mean, I'm here for some Slade Wilson. I'm always here for some Slade Wilson.
It's just like I know for some people that like I think they weren't used like I guess my friends weren't used to seeing that side of Slade, but the more family oriented stuff. They're used to just him being like literally Deathstroke the Terminator.
Him and his wife and his son. And
yeah.
Sometimes even Rose.
And Rose
as well.
Wilson, right? So yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, like Justice League and Teen Titans, Batman animated. I like Teen Titans a lot, the old show.
Yeah.
I like Young Justice a bit more, though. I would say Young Justice is like one of those things where I just feel like it gets worse each season. But like I think the first season is the best one, the second one is the second best, the third season is the worst season. But I like Young Justice a lot.
I also say, like, I don't know. I rewatched the first and second season recently, and I'm not really sure if Young Justice holds up as well as most people say it does.
Really? I haven't revisited it in a while. Actually, I can't say that because I revisited it before season 3 came out. So I'm interested to see how I feel about it right now. So maybe I don't know. I could see that.
Like at this point, I think Justice League and Unlimited are definitively better than Young Justice. That's just me.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with that at all. But they have a lot of good DC movies that I think are like as good or on par with lots of cartoons. Like I really
if you want some casual meathead,
the Green Lantern
Justice
ones
League
are really
War.
good.
Yeah, the Green Lantern ones are good. Justice League War is a casual meathead shit. If you just want to see motherfuckers throwing hands, like that's another one.
Yeah. Where do I rank the Legion of Superheroes cartoon? I actually really enjoyed that because I was on my Smallville gimmick. He went to the future. He's skinny. He got a little speed run. You see his statue. I said, "Yo, nah, Kryptonite." The other Kryptonian they made with like I think he didn't have the Kryptonite weakness. It was cool. I actually liked it. I was hoping we get more of it, but they stopped. I actually really like that show. I haven't watched it since like a kid, so maybe if I watch it now, I'm like, ooh, but. At the time, man, ooh, thank you for the follow. What did I say, Damien Girl? My screen's kind of blocked. But yeah. Did you like that? Did you watch it?
I had never seen Legion of Superheroes. That's like that's probably the most obscure portion of DC that I've never looked into, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair. I think another one that I actually did like, honestly, I like Justice League Action. With the shorts, it's like 10-minute episodes. Like 50 minutes. I actually
like the new one that's like made for kids and shit, right?
No, I think they were more marketed for that one, but actually like the Justice League Action one, I actually thought it was legitimately good. Like the other one, like I like one thing about me is it'll always be a day where I'll just try some shit. So I've tried the DC Superhero Girls High School. I'm that guy. I'll try everything. You know, I'll give everything a fair chance. I've tried. Yeah, that's not it. That's not it. It's not it. Because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have known Batman Brave and the Bold is actually mad fun. Like I had
Batman Brave and the Bold was fun as fuck,
yeah,
bro. My favorite episode to this day is the Bronze Tiger one, where they turned into a giant tiger and a giant bat.
Oh yeah.
To this day.
To this day.
Yep.
Oh man.
Also, Aquaman asking Batman, "How's your aim?" Impeccable. Love that shit.
Because that's the thing about action that I like too. Like it doesn't take itself too seriously. I think the first episode they almost start off with like the Rock of Eternity and stuff. It was mad interesting. Like okay, hold on, okay.
Going straight into the Rock of Eternity is fucking wild.
Yeah. Like started off like somewhere I just didn't expect them to things like that is never jarring for us because we have so much history with DC. Mm-hmm. We know what we're seeing, but like for someone who doesn't really watch it, like what the fuck is going? Who is this
first
Black
episode?
Adam?
Let's go to Kahndaq.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna know what the fuck that is.
Actually, Red Force Slayer, I love the Harley Quinn show. It's funny. I actually have a good... I didn't think... Kayla Kuko as Harley Quinn did not bother me. I actually have a good time with it. It's nothing crazy, but I legitimately do be laughing. Like, I find myself cracking up a lot of the times. I'm like... So, I actually do like it. I don't know if you've seen it.
Nah. Harley Quinn is, not for me.
I get it.
The character, not necessarily.
No, Harley Quinn is a character that I like when the Joker's not involved for the most part, but I thought it was a good show.
I'm actually the opposite, to be honest.
I'm not into her fucking I don't.
I'm not the
Their relationship
simping.
stinks. I don't care. I don't care for it. I don't care for it at all. I don't care for it. I hear you though.
I like Harley when she's suicide squatting, but when
Uh-huh.
she's like by herself, I'm like, nah. I think she works good in
Uh-huh.
like team dynamics, not necessarily on her own.
Yeah. But the action I think was my favorite part of the Justice Society movie, and just like I don't mind. I don't know how you felt. I like Black Canary. Seeing her there was a little bit weird and stuff, but I definitely liked that little Shakespeare thing. That was cool. Cause I won't lie to you, I kept looking at him and I'm like, why do I like him?
When I saw like the fucking Superman suit, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, why does he have that? That made no sense.
And then I was like, he is Clark Kent. I was like, wait a minute. He got brought back in time too, and I was like, oh, it's another universe. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But what was weird about that is like when you see the continuity, when you see Man of Tomorrow and you see how the suit was like made in this one, it's not really like a Kryptonian outfit that just kind of followed him to Earth or whatever. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, why does he even have that in this universe? So if he was an orphan and stuff, it actually didn't make sense. We were watching, smoking and everything, so we were just high laughing. Like we were just like, what? Why does he even have that suit? Like, but yeah, the Shakespeare little twist thing was pretty cool. But
Black Canary fucking obliterating that monster with her voice was amazing.
Yeah.
Need all of that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit where like when you show somebody sleep on Black Canary, Dinah can beat your ass. For real.
Yeah, she could fight. And her powers, she uses her powers pretty well. I'm a huge, you know me, I'm a huge Dinah Laurel stan. So
I'm still thinking about that Aquaman Wonder Woman fight.
Yeah. I already know what's gonna be in an intro that I use. Like the next intro, like that's gonna be in there. Like,
bro, when I tell you, like from a choreography standpoint, I could feel like the footwork in the way they were moving. Like I could imagine seeing that choreographed in real life and the movements being mimicked. I don't know about that spear getting fucking twirled around the way Arthur was, because that was fucking insane. But other than that, like it felt really well choreographed. Like you could replicate some of the shit they were doing, other than like when they're slamming each other through buildings and into walls and stuff. But yeah.
And I hope they keep it up, because one thing I found with these three movies with this new animation style, I think all the action sequences are good. I think when you see Lobo and Superman fight, you're gonna like it.
Oh, Lobo! Oh, I need to watch that shit expeditiously.
Hold on, shit! I thought you at least seen the trailer. You didn't even see the trailer. I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
I remember Parasite being a thing for it, but I didn't know nothing about Lobo. That's lit.
That's my fault. I thought you'd seen the trailer, but yeah.
Oh my god, that's
the main man.
Oh, there's Badger changing my name.
Are you sure you're Kryptonian? You sure you're Kryptonian? Oh yeah, that was good. And like, I'm just gonna say this. I'm not gonna spoil nothing. What I liked about this is like, I feel like this is a movie that really understood Superman. Like, I know he's mad powerful, but that's not always the thing that helps him save the day. Being stronger than everybody. It's actually the good intentions that he has. So
funny story on that. I actually made a manga stan fuck with Superman a lot by just showing him the panel of when he talked to that woman that was going to commit suicide.
Commit suicide? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I just showed him. I was like, "You'll think that's all he is?" I just boom. It was this one page, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna read Superman comics." And now he's a Clark Kent stan.
Let's go. We need more.
Yep.
We're dying out. We're the last sons of Krypton.
We are. Facts.
All right, I'm gonna let you head up, because I know you have to go get your shot and everything. I'm actually gonna go hoop with my friend. I'm gonna stream again tonight. We'll talk about some other things in the One Piece stuff and everything. So I'm gonna stream again tonight. I know this is a shorter one, but I had time. But I'm gonna go hoop. My friend wants to hoop now. He's like, yo, I got it, because he has work later, so I'm gonna do it now. And I gotta cook at like 5. So thank you for joining me for this little thing.
No problem, brother.
Vince, I don't know if you're still there working and stuff.
Yeah,
we will talk in an hour later on. Y'all stay safe. Get your inject.
Naya, would you still want to talk about me finishing the comic after we're done in here?
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll put my I'll go to my phone and then we'll keep talking.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, bet.